Hello and welcome everybody. My name is Savage and today we're going to be having a look at XRP. We haven't looked at this coin for a few days now and we're going to investigate whether we think that this has some upside potential from this zone or whether we are going to continue to the downside. Before we jump into that though, I'd just like to say thank you for everyone watching this video, and if you'd like to show your support further, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on the bell notification so you'd never miss a video that we put out, and why not leave us some feedback down in the comment section below. Okay, let's jump into the video. So there was a few things we were checking on this, and in the previous video we went over sort of a macro side of it, where if I just quickly jump out here so we can understand whereabouts we're looking at, there is still potential that we could be looking for some upside here, though there is another alternative which is looking more likely at this current state, given the situation with the other coins like Ethereum and Bitcoin. So this is a very low probability one, but still one I'm tracking, and the potential that we are looking for an X wave to the upside in an A, B, and a C. Until we break down past this 3160 zone, I will still continue to track this, though it is starting to look very unlikely by the current structure that we have developing. So if we look at this move within here, the only way that I could see that it would be playing out still is that if we look at this as a diagonal into this zone here, and then we're looking for a retracement. So we've come right into the support box that we had previously marked up. And if I just drop this onto this low point over here, just one second, there we go, up into this high point here, this yellow line. Let's just shift this across actually. There we go. We can see that we've come all the way down to the 786 zone. So we basically wouldn't really want to see it come too far below this, otherwise the probability becomes more likely that it's starting to move down, and that'll be probably in a fifth wave, and we'll go over that option in a second. Though for as long as we hold this zone and we stay above this red line at the bottom here, indicated by this 3160, we could still potentially see some upside potential. There is some caveats to this, and we'll go over them shortly. So this current move from the top here is very choppy. It is very difficult to make out what this is. I was initially thinking we could have a diagonal shape within this, and maybe that actually our B wave, our C wave ends here, and we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 into this low, and then we have this as a wave 2, and then we start to break down and effectively what would be the start of wave 3. It does seem to be reacting like this, so we will bear that in mind, but if we take this as a diagonal ending here, we could still actually just be within a 3, 3, 5 correction to the downside. Though this is getting quite long now, and if I throw this fib onto this high point here, we'd have to go down into this low point. We can see we've come down to this 1.618 zone. So if we were to turn around from here, that would be good. But basically, until if we cross this line down here, then basically I would be looking more at the alternative option that potentially this is actually a 1-2 within this move. Even though I don't really like the structure, does seem to be reacting correctly, so we will have to look at that. Though if we look into the smaller time frame here, what we can also see, we went over this with the members earlier. That's just one of the perks of being in part of the Discord. Why not come in to check us out? It's in the description below. But anyway, back to this video. What we're looking at here is a 5-wave move, because actually this B wave ends here, because we got this as an ABC here, then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into this high point here. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So basically what we are looking at here is we have this all here as a wave 1 to this zone. This is a wave 2, and then we have this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into this low, so that would be our wave 3, and what seems to be a triangle here for this wave 4. So this all seems to fit the to tick all the boxes. The only thing that is strange within this move now is the fact that after this triangle, this structure here is not great as a 5-wave move. We can argue we've had a 1, 2, 3. This is a 4th wave, and we have formed some kind of a diagonal here in the 5th wave as a completion. But I don't really like it, so it's leading me to think that we still have some potential downside here. So the typical fifth wave area would be basically between this 33 34.04 cents and this 33.46 cents. So you can see we've also met this minimum requirement, though we still seem to be carrying on. So this is a bit worrying, and it is leading me to think that perhaps there is some further extension in here that we have missed and um, that isn't sort of apparent at this moment. But basically, should we start to look to turn around, it is possible we could get a diagonal of some description within this move, and what we'd be looking for then would be potentially to, oh, that's the wrong one. Let's try that again. What we would be looking for potentially is this would be a wave one, and we'd be looking to form some kind of a diagonal shape within this move. And what this would effectively look like is we'd have this as a wave one, then we'd look for a wave two to the upside, then a wave three to the downside, then a wave four to the upside, and then effectively that final fifth wave to the downside, should it play out as a diagonal. If that's the case, what we would be looking for is this continuation to the downside within these zigzag formations, and that could potentially end this fifth wave. From there, we have a few things that we need to keep an eye on. If we look for a retracement back to the upside, depending exactly where this fifth wave ends, like I said, we've met the minimum requirements, so it is possible that within this move it is completed, though we'll only really get a confirmation by breaking back above this zone. You have this 36-cent area. If we do manage to reverse from this point and we don't form this diagonal structure to the downside here, then what I would be looking out for is potentially finding rejection again. And if I just get this up there, we bring it down to this low point over here. So the typical zone to find rejection would then be this 786 zone to this 0.5 zone. This is a typical area we could look to get rejection at, and this comes in at 38 cent 21 is the high point, and this 0.5 is sitting down here at 36.36. Also the 0.618 is worth noting, and that's sitting here at this 37.11. So um, if we don't form this structure to the downside like this, and rather we then look for a three-wave move to the upside and look to target out this box area, what this could then mean is that we've actually got the beginning of a bigger move to the downside here. And if I just remove some of this noise off the screen here, let me get rid of this diagonal option. What we would be looking at is if we do face rejection here, what we could have is a bigger 1, 2, and then looking for a third wave, fourth wave, and fifth wave to the downside. This is all speculative at this moment because we don't have the correct structure. This wave in itself could still be extending, and we could be looking to the downside still. And if we are looking to move to the downside, let me just flick this on. What we'd be looking for is a move towards this 2973 to 2692. That is based off of this as a five-wave move from up here, where this is a 1, 2, 3, 4 up into this zone, and then looking for a fifth wave to the downside. Breaking this low here at 3160 would lead me to believe that we are going towards this 2973 zone to this 2692 zone. However, for as long as we stay above it, we need to just be aware that we could always move back to the upside and break these highs. The first one of importance being here at this, let me get this right on there, 3970 area, and then lastly this 4194 zone. If we do have this move to the upside, like I said, we could be looking for a continuation in that Y wave or that C wave, depending on which structure it develops. But for the most part, I think that we are going to go to, or we are heading to the downside. So confirmation, if this is to play out like we have it drawn out here, and we don't get that diagonal, and we just move back to the upside, we could look to potentially retest these low points here at this 37.30 range, well, this 37 all the way up to this 37.30 range before looking for further continuation to the downside. And if that is the case, we would be looking for an ideal wave 3 zone of this 0.777 area. This would be then followed by a wave 4 to the upside, and then finally a push to the downside in a wave 5. If this is the case, it would look to target out this area here of this 27.06 to this 25.94 area. This could be a completed zone for this fifth wave, and then we could be looking for continuation to the upside after that. Or at least we would have to bear in mind we could still face further rejection, but we would be expecting some kind of a bounce within that zone. So that is what we're looking at for the downside potential. And like I said earlier, the upside potential of this could take us to, I didn't actually give us a target actually, sorry. I thought I had drawn it on, but I hadn't. So basically what we would be looking at is the potential that this is an A. We look to form this B wave, and we look to push up in a C wave to the upside. So this could be the bullish interpretation of this move, where we have this as an A, a B, and a C to the upside. If I just remove some of this noise now, so because we don't need it anymore, it's very messy. Sorry. Okay, get rid of that. Move this for now. So what we would have then is this all being a B wave, and then looking for this progression to the upside. I don't think that this is very likely at this point. Like I said, given the state of the other cryptos, it is more likely that this will follow suit with them, but a one-to-one area would be this 43.55 zone from where we currently are. So let me adjust this line now because it's moved. So this could be a one-to-one zone if this is just going to be a and a B, sorry, a B C to the upside. However, if I move this back down to this zone now, because we have a new target, this 1.618 area of 51.28 would indicate a bigger 5-wave move should we develop this to the upside. And basically what we would be looking at then is, instead of having this as a ABC correction, what we could look for is the potential we have a 1, a 2, looking for that third wave past that impulsive trigger, and then looking for an additional fourth and fifth wave. It's too early to say with this, and it's not really worth me plotting out these things. I can do it though, let's just do it. So this would come down potentially to this 382 zone, and then we could look to potentially target up this higher area of towards this 58.21. Let me delete this previous one here. Nope, that's the one I wanted. This one here. Let's get rid of it. So towards this 0.5821 and this 0.5416. This could be a bigger 5-wave move to the upside. Like I said, I'd want to see more evidence that this is playing out before I put too many bets on it, because basically this is looking like it's gearing up for continuation to the downside. Though that being said, we haven't crossed this 3160 area. For as long as we hold that, there is still potential that we could see an upwards movement, whether that is an A, a B, and a C, or whether it is this bigger 5-wave move, which would look to target up these higher areas that we have here. Okay, that's where we're going to leave the video. We'll do our best to keep you up to date with all the latest moves as we see them within the markets. But if you have any specific coin requests, leave them in the comment section below. If you haven't already, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button. And also in the description, you'll find a link to BYBIT. This is a really great exchange. It's the one we use when we're doing our trades. Whether you want to long the market, short the market, spot trade, or leverage trade, it really is a great exchange. Also in the description down below, you will find a link to the Discord. This is a great place to be as well. You know, you can just pop in and say hello, just jump into the general chat area, just add mention a member of staff. We'll be able to help you out with anything you need. And that's about it. So we're going to leave it there. I hope everyone has a great day. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.